Yo, yo, yo. What is up, boys and girls? It's your boy, Call Me Mitzi, back with some Yu-Gi-Oh! Sheet. You know how it be. Um, I got to the maximum level on the Duelist Cup this month. It's been a long grind, and by long grind, I mean it took me 2 whole days, so it wasn't too bad. But you know what? It was a lot of fun. I had a great time. I was using Spright, pure Spright, because Runic Spright for some reason got a little nerfed. So I went back to the pure version, and yeah, I'll give a little deck list. I'll give some replays, and then I'll put a title in the description what happened and when, so you guys will be able to see when the games start. But for now, I'm just gonna go into the deck list. This was just pure, like I said. I'll go into each card because it's very different. This is effect failure, so just a hand trap. And by the way, we're running crazy amounts of hand traps. So the main difference between pure and Runic Spright is that pure has the battle phase, so you're trying to go a lot for the kill, and then the Runic Spright is mainly just about building a board, right? So with this deck, we're just getting as many summons as possible, whereas Runic Spright has a lot of interruptions. Okay, so what we want is to have hand traps as our interruptions, and then we use our engine as the main way to just kill the people. So a lot of the games are a lot shorter than Runic Spright. There are a lot more, one-turn kills, and yeah. So you guys should enjoy it. Let's go into the deck list. You guys should know all these cards. If you don't, I'll just go over the quick combos. So effect Veiler, as a hand trap, monster negate. Draw and lock stops Maxi from drawing extra cards. Swap Frog is your best extender. Once you've already started your Runic engine, you'll want to go into your Frog engine, because you can just keep resummoning Ronin Totem off of however many Swamp Frogs you have inside of the grave. And Swap Frog is not once per turn, so you can just keep using the effect over and over again if you can summon it more than once. So that's really nice. Swap Frog, we have 3 of those. Like I said, it's one of the best extenders outside of the Spright engine. 4 Spright, because it's the level 2s. And then Ronin Totem is the card that gets resummoned off of banishing Swamp Frogs in the grave. Maxi's just, draws cards for summons. This is the best card in the format. Nimble Beaver. You summon it. If you normal summon it, you can special summon one from your deck or the graveyard. So if you have already used your Beaver engine, you can go into it. Or if you have your engine inside of your deck, you can go into it. So it's really nice. It's just a secondary engine outside of the Swap Frog. More level 2s that just summon themselves, so that's really nice. And then we have 3 Spright Blue on the main starter. Spright Jet, our searcher, we have 3 of them. And then 2 Spright Reds, our monster negate. 1 Spright Carrot, our spell trap negate. Ghost Ogre is a destruction hand trap, so that's really nice for like field spells and stuff. You can negate the effects of field spells really easily with Ghost Ogre. And then Ash stops Max C and the other searches, which is really nice. Regeki is just a one-off that we have to destroy and clear the board. You could make more copies of Regeki. I honestly don't even think I had a single game where it came in useful, but I know that it's been used against me to win games, so keep that in mind. Harpy's Feather Duster, likewise, it's just a 1-card destruction so that you can clear a board. Never won me a game, but it's won other people games, so won people games against me, so it's good. Called By is just all in all a really good card. Destroys. Once you destroy a card and put it in the graveyard, this negation will stop any graveyard effect, which is really useful. Cross-out Designator, any card. And by the way, since this is a lot of mirror matches, is one of the most useful cards in my opinion. Cross-out Designator stops any card that your opponent uses that you have in your deck. You can negate it by just banishing that card. So I think I've stopped Evenly Matched with that. I think I've stopped Regeki with that. I think I've stopped Harpy's Feather Duster with that. It's like the main reason that I have those cards inside of my deck is for Cross-out Designator. And then Spright Starter is your main starter. You can search any Spright card and you'll take damage, but you can only summon level 2s. And then Gamma Burst is the new tech that we're adding. All level 2s gain 1400 attack until the end of the next main phase. So that's really useful because you can just, it enables OTKs. If you summon 3 monsters that are 1400, that's already a kill. You just need to summon Blue, Jet, and Red or Carrot, and then you use Gamma Burst, and that's GG already. So that's why we are changing the deck up a bit. It's a lot more fun in my opinion. You guys are going to see some replays of that. And then we have our Smashers, which just banishes a level 2 from their field after banishing one from our graveyard and field. Evenly matched. During the battle phase, you can banish cards until they only have one card on their field. And then Imperm is just a hand trap monster negate. So if you guys count them up, there are about 15 hand traps inside of this deck. Which is more, I think that's slightly less. That's like a slightly less amount than the runic cards that we were running in the last deck. So I think we were running like 18 or 19 runic cards in the last deck. So now we just have more space for the Spright engine, and we also have hand traps to deal with your opponent's effects. So that's really nice. The extra deck is mainly the same. The only difference is that Cat Shark, you can target one XYZ monster and its attack and defense gets doubled for one turn. So you can summon Gigantic. Gigantic will be, say it's already at 3200 because you used Elf to summon it. So then it's at 3200, then you use Cat Shark, 3200 goes to 6400. So you could have 6400 Gigantic or Gigantic, right, which is really cool. And then we have a Zeus play with Downward Magician and Divine Arsenal if you ever attack with Gigantic, so that's really great. And then Dark is nice. We have access code for OTK material. And then Underworld Goddess if we ever find an unbeatable monster. Appaloosha's for Masquerade's effect. Yeah, but the rest of the cards, I mean, everything else you guys should know if you've seen these combos before. So that is the deck list. And as you guys can see, I got to the max level. So yeah, this was mainly run with Spright. I think I did a couple games with Labyrinth, but I ended up not keeping it. So yeah, if you guys, as you guys can see, I won quite a few games. Not every game was a win as per usual, but you know what, we're gonna go through all of these replays really quick, and yeah, you guys can at least see how we won with pure Spright, the best deck, right? Yeah. So hopefully you guys enjoy. I'm gonna start the replays now. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Oh yeah, and I can't look at the deck, so we're just gonna look at the replays. Yeah. And I mean, I'm not the best at pure Spright, but this deck has so much more potential going second than Runic Spright, which is like my main reason that I use this, because there's so many more things you can do going second, alright? Like usually I'd be fucked in a position like this, but because I have Effect Veiler, Droll and Lock, Imperm, I'll be able to actually play. So I Imperm the Gigantic Spright because the Gigantic is going to be his main search for monsters in his deck, so I just stopped that beforehand. And the reason I use Imperm instead of Effect Veiler is because Imperm is a spell trap, so red cannot negate it. Red can negate Effect Veiler, but he ends turn here. So now it's my turn again. Imperm, like I said, these are just, you know, a couple cards you guys can add. Imperm evenly matched. I mean, I'm teching in a couple of cards that are really useful. So I clear out his board. All he has left is a Gigantic. Summon Swamp Frog. He knows what the deal is. Swamp Frog would have gone into full combo, and I have starter in hand, so I could have used my Spright engine as well. So yeah, that was that game. As you guys can see, this deck is really good. I mean, I didn't win every single game. I won quite well. Even going first, going second, it didn't matter. So, but the games were really short, so it usually just mattered on like what I drew and what the opponent drew. So like I said, another going second game. We got a ton of hand traps, which is always a good feeling. We ashed the emergency teleport so he can't summon another level 3 from his deck, because this is a really good extender for the emergency teleport. But he summons another level 5, and that lets him get into a Synchro 7. He draws a card in his Performapal, so he's a Performapal deck. That's one passes, so I could probably evenly match here, but I don't see any point. I'm probably going to go for the kill here. You guys are going to see what the main point of the deck... Oh, nope. They just surrendered. Okay, so... so yeah, you can just normal summon red there. Special Jet. Jet will get a starter. Starter will get blue. And then you can go into your engine. And then you're going to use Gamma Burst at the end to OTK. So that was game 2. Really fast games. I'm not going to lie. A lot of these people, once they knew what the deal was, they scooped. But I'm letting you know, as soon as they scoop, the game's already essentially over. Like I'm gonna OTK them by that point. So Yeah, hopefully you guys are understanding that. I mean, I'm not just showing you random replays. These are just back-to-back games. This is just what happens, you know? Sometimes you go against the best at the top, sometimes you don't. So he goes ahead, he fusion summons, and he gets a couple effects off because of it. Only thing I have is effect failure, and that's really not going to do me much. So he goes ahead and he flips his card so he can add a Shadow Trap, and I negate that so that he can't add that Schism card so he can fusion summon on my turn. But he uses this card to send and search, and it lets him get that card anyways. And then he summons another card, sets one, passes. So another game. This is literally the next game, drawn to evenly matched again. We're going battle phase. We'll put down evenly matched. All he keeps is a window, so we don't even have to worry about Schism. We send Swamp Frog, and so he stayed in this game for a different reason. Because he has a negate, so this monster says cannot be destroyed. Each player can only special summon monsters once per turn while this card's face up. So I didn't realize that, so I special summoned Swamp Frog, I think, and I couldn't summon again. So if I had known that, I probably wouldn't have summoned these two. I probably would have went into starter and then used starter to go directly into my engine to get the smashers to just banish this card. But he attacks, so I mean I still have a monster and I can use starter this turn because next turn I'll still be able to special summon. So I use starter to get blue to get jet. Jet will grab either, well, Harpies is useless, but Jet can either grab a Gamma Burst or a Smashers. So I get Gamma Burst so I can just buff the attack. I won't have an OTK, but at least I'll be able to do some damage. He recycles his fusion spell. This lets him set another monster after it's destroyed. This card lets him destroy a card. But now I get to full combo. So the only thing I've special summoned is Jet. So now I can go into my full Spright engine. I go into blue. Blue will get me red for a monster negate. I get Ronin Totem because I already have a couple of Swamp Frogs in the graveyard. We'll use this to go into Elf. Elf will resummon Swamp Frog so that we can recycle another Swamp Frog into the grave. And then we can use Ronin Totem again. So that's why I always use Elf to get Swamp Frog, because I can just get 2 bodies off of that. And then he just ends the turn. So yeah, as soon as we got rid of that big monster, there was not a lot for him to do. Another free game. This is just what you're gonna see at the top. I know it doesn't look that strong, but keep in mind that I'm using hand traps like crazy. So where you guys are seeing like, oh, weak board, it's because we were able to hand trap them and stop them from getting too far in their plays, right? So just keep that in mind. This guy, he's just past his turn. I mean, I guess he bricked up harder than I did. I special summoned Swamp Frog. Okay, this was just feels bad for him, man. We're just gonna skip past that game. There's not really a lot to learn from that. I'm trying to find. There was one play. There was only one good play that I made where it was like I didn't even have, like, I actually had to, you know, do some solid thinking. I mean, this deck is so free. Like, you just have to have the hand traps. You see 3 hand traps to respawn. If I didn't have Ash, I had Drone Lock, so that would have stopped Maxi. I mean, it's just like the hand traps are absurd. And then you just need 2 level 2s. Like, come on, 2 level 2s is nothing. So you just get into Gigantic. Gigantic is gonna search us our entire engine right here. We'll go blue. Blue, get Jet, because we just didn't have any of these cards before. So blue, Jet, starter will activate. You'll probably get Carrot. Carrots or spell trap negate. We're gonna go into Elf. Elf will be able to resummon our monster negate, but we decided to go into this because we're gonna get Masquerena anyways with that body. So now we have 3 interruptions plus 2 hand traps. So he goes into Branded Opening. Branded Opening searches, and he does this in the draw phase so that I can't negate with Elf or Masquerena. Carrot would have to send one of these 2 cards, and I don't want to use those effects yet. So I'm just waiting. I'm gonna instead probably Carrot the Branded Fusion once it happens. I use Elf to summon a monster negate because I know he's about to summon. But instead I realize, oh shoot, I just have Ghost Ogre. So Ghost Ogre, if you destroy a field spell, I think I've said this multiple times now, but not in this video, but in past videos, if you destroy a field spell, while it's activating its effect, then you negate the effect. So that's very useful. You won't have to deal with whatever he's summoning there. He tried to summon another body, but I don't think he realized that fusion summoning is different than just summoning them together. So he gave up there. That was another free game, pretty much. But yeah, you guys are kind of seeing the wave. It's like, well, he's just playing no one. He's playing good old solitaire simulator. Yes, I know, I am. But if you want free wins, I'm just showing you how to get it. It's scummy, yes, but you're here now. So we're gonna go ahead and use blue to get Jet. Jet will get us our starter. This is full combo material. Gigantic is gonna get Swamp Frog. Swamp Frog send Ronin Totem. Make sure you're always sending Ronin Totem first, because you need Ronin Totem in the graveyard to activate its effect. So we're gonna get Elf. Elf will always summon Swamp Frog if we have full combo. Swamp Frog will send another Swamp Frog so that Ronin Totem can summon, and then we'll use those two for Masquerena. So now we have a Monster Negate, a Spell Trap Negate. We have a Summon, we have an Ash, we have a Maxi, we have another Monster Summon, and we have a Spin with Masquerena. So that's how many? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 interruptions. Not bad. Every single card here does something, which is nice. I'm gonna Ash the starter because I don't want him to go into a negation. I don't want him to just get a negation. But then he goes into his Royal Penguin, so it was a completely different deck. I kind of let him play out to see what he was gonna do. He set this card so that he could special summon. On the special summon, I just Maxi. He would let me negate a monster's effect, and then on chain of his effect, I red sends a link monster so that the card can be destroyed, and then I chain Elf can resummon Masquerena. So you guys, if you didn't know, Elf will resummon Masquerena for you if you have sent it to the graveyard, which is a very, very nice thing. You only have one Masquerena in your deck, but it doesn't matter because it's recycled every single turn. How stupid is that? Anyways, we're on to the next one. We're on to like the last half, I think. I just wanted to get through these really quick. I won this thing. I think this, like I said, it took me 2 days, you know. The first half I did with Labyrinth, the second half I did with this deck. I could have left this game too. Look at this hand. Look at this hand. Oh my god. No level 2s. Only one level 2. So we need one more level 2 to do anything. We set one pass. He sets one and passes too, so that's kind of nice. Nimble Beaver is a level 2. That's our full starter right here. You special summon Nimble. Oh, you guys are gonna get to finally see the OTK. So with 2 cards, you can OTK. One card. This was a 1-card combo with OTK, and it's under Dimensional Shifter. So we're gonna go ahead and summon our Gigantic because we don't have any other Spright cards in our hands. He uses Cosmic Cyclone. I don't know why. I really have no idea why. I think he just thought that I was gonna do something with it. I don't know. But I use this. I go ahead, search Jet. Jet activates. Go ahead and get Gamma Burst, and check this out. This is not OTK, right? Or is it? So we're just gonna activate Gamma Burst. And then look at the attack. You only need to use you just need to go into your combo. Like, you don't even need to go into like your extensions or anything. That's 8,000 damage. Good game. Yeah, so 1 card OTK is really fun. We're gonna go to the next game. I think this was like the latter half, so this was when I got to the maximum level finally. I didn't lose a game once I got to the maximum level. I think the one game I did lose was a Numeron. He had Maxi, and then he had Harpy's Feather Duster, so yeah, I just couldn't play. Swap Frog send Ronin Totem. This is a nice combo too. I have everything here. So special blue, or special red, we'll special Jet, we'll get starter, activate starter, get Carrot. Now we have a full board. We might as well just go into our big play with Gigantic. Gigantic will go ahead and summon. I'm just gonna start speeding this up. Maxi. So this is the big play. This is the one I want you guys to see. We're summoning Maxi because it's the level 2. You guys have a Swap Frog in the grave. I'm sure you've seen this before, but you can use Swap Frog. Okay, so you're gonna summon Elf, right? Elf will resummon Swap Frog because that's what we do every time. So Elf will resummon Swap Frog, activate its effect, okay, and that'll send another Swap Frog so that our Ronin Totem in the graveyard will have a monster, and now we have Max C on the board. My friend showed me this combo, so giga crack. You guys can use Swap Frog to send one other level 2 monster you control to the hand, and you can normal summon another frog. Who cares about that second part? You don't need to normal summon another frog. You can return one monster you control to the hand. So Swap Frog will return Max C to the hand, and if you guys saw what we did, we went with Gigantic, we searched Max C from our deck, then we summoned Swap Frog with Elf, okay, and then Swap Frog put Max C in our hand. So we didn't have a Max C before, but now we have a Max C. Thank you, Cloudian. Shout out Cloudian. Big gamer moment. So now we would have had a couple of less interruptions, but now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So last game we had 7, this game we have 6. But this time we had to search Max C, so that's why. And we have a monster spell negate, we have a spin back, we have a summon, and then we have another summon. And then we have a just draw, infinite draw. And so he's going into his Thunder Dragon. I use Max C. He crossouts my Max C, but I negate the spell using my monster negate. So we're gonna go ahead and go into our plays now, get a Max C going. And the nice thing about Max C for our deck is we only need one turn to kill, so if they don't play here, they're done. He uses this to draw two cards, and I just get my monster negate. So he sends another card. This card would have let him send to, I think this would have let him add another Thunder Dragon to go into the same monster again. So I negate that monster, but he has the card to do it. So he goes into Thunder Dragon Colossus, banishes that, and he gets his Titan. But because he goes into Titan right away, he doesn't have any, like this card, if you read it, it says the only way you can banish, so this card's a banish, but you can only banish if a Thunder Dragon activates its effect, and he doesn't have any Thunder Dragons on the board. So I go ahead and Nightmare Unicorn before he can get another Thunder Dragon. And yeah, this is already game. I don't know what he's still doing here. But he searches another Thunder Dragon. I think he wants to go into that play again, but he doesn't realize he can't. So he uses this to tribute summon, and then he sends cards to draw 2. Battles, destroys Elf. That would be bad if he weren't under Max C, because we don't have any level 2s. But we go ahead and get our Jet. We get Jet because Jet will search us our Gamma Burst, and we can use Jet's effect next turn to special summon. So that's a really nice thing. We can special summon Jet next turn, and this is an OTK, easy OTK. You want to Max C me? That's fine. Watch what happens. You Max C me, I'll normal summon, I'll special, we'll get Jet. Jet will search our Spright Smashers. So now we'll be able to banish this monster, and then we can do it. The reason we do this is so that we can get our Spell Trap negate, but then I was like, wait, Spell Trap negate's already inside of the graveyard, so we can't do that. We just get another Spright Elf, and then we use Gamma Burst. I don't think he realizes what was about to happen to him. He just uses this to search a card, but we're in endgame right now, so I just attack, and I would have had another 26,000 damage on the board. So yeah, that was a nice one. Not too bad, not too shabby. Okay, we only have about 4 more replays left. Some of these, I'll tell you right now, they were jokes. It was like the fastest game, maybe 1 or 2 turn. But as soon as you really start playing with these hand traps, I mean, the games are free. The games are indeed free. Like, this is just a beautiful hand. I have everything. The starter. The reason I normal summon Jet is because Spright Blue will be able to special summon Jet. So Blue is just the best extender. He ashes me, but I want to have full combo this game. I decided it's better to get full combo, so I negate that. I want to get Jet so I can get starter. Okay, negated. Go ahead, add Jet special. Get starter search. Search Carrot. Summon Gigantic with our 2 Jets. Okay, and then we have full combo, so we go Swamp Frog. Get Elf, go ahead, summon Swap Frog. Then Swap Frog, summon Masquerena. And then we use Ronin Totem just so that we can have another body for Carrot. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 interruptions this turn. And we can summon another interruption too. But we get evenly matched, and this is another reason to have Crossout Designator in the deck. I could have used Carrot to negate, but I decided to use Carrot on, like, if he's going to use an extender or a searcher, I'd rather have Carrot because I don't know what deck he's using. So Crossout might be useless later. But I use this Crossout on evenly because I don't even want evenly matched in my deck anymore since I have all my monsters on the board. He uses this to summon Nimble Angler, but since I know he's a pure, he needs to have a level 2 on the board, so I just send this card with Nightmare Unicorn so that he can't summon, and that is all she wrote. Yeah, Evenly Matched is a good card, but it's not good enough to carry against a true gamer, right? No, I'm just joshing. I don't know if he had any plays there, but Angler's not that good. That's why if you guys ever look at my old Runic, old Spright deck, you'll see I used to run Angler in my deck actually. But it's just not that good. So you'd rather have just a Nimble Beaver engine part of it, and you can just summon 2 monsters. Anyways, he goes first. He gets his Speed Droid monsters. This was a special summon, so I missed that activation. Max C just goes right now so that we can get a summon off of his special. So he special summons a negate. Got 1 negate on the board. We were thinking about OTKing here, so we just summoned Beaver, but he negates Beaver's effect. And then it goes up to 3,000, so there's not really a lot of a chance. There's not an easy way for us to OTK. So instead, we just grab Smashers with Jet. Then we'll go red. We're going to go into our Swap Frog plays probably here so that we can just get our extenders in the graveyard. Swap Frog, go ahead. Search Swap Frog. Link off Masquerena. Masquerena, go ahead and get... Oh yeah, we get a Ronin Tonin just for another body on the board. This is like the same exact board you guys saw last game. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this game we have 6 interruptions versus 5. We couldn't really do anything to deal with the body, but next turn, if it activates its effect, Ghost Ogre is going to be a problem for him. It's going to be a problem. So let's see what he does. He summons, and then he gets Max Seed again. So this is Max C number 2. He plays through the Max C. I don't think he wanted to deal with it. And then he was going to use Primitive to destroy monster, but I was like, screw that. We're going to Ghost Ogre that to negate the field spell. He goes into his Link 1, and I think he was going to search another field spell with this, but I just monster negate this. And then I'm going to use Elf to resummon Masquerena, but he just surrenders. I don't think he had any other extenders other than that, so... Yeah, that was the end of that game. And then more replays I think we've got here. Alright, once again, we're going to have a pretty nice starting hand. If they have Max C, though, we're kind of on a good position, but looks like they don't. So we go Swap Frag, normal, we'll special blue, and that's, yeah, okay. This is full combo. This is a Max C Infirm plus full combo, so. You guys already know the lines, but you can see how easy it is to just get free wins. That was the game before my rank up. So these are all in a row, like I said. That was the game before my rank up, and I just won it like that. My final game, my rank up game. Never noticed that the stuff in here actually kind of moves. Do you guys notice that? Never noticed that. Look at that. Oh, you can't really see it. Oh, he ends turn. That was fast. Okay, so we have literally the best going second hand. Look at this. Evenly, imperm. So if he did have something, we would have been able to negate it. And now we have cross out for Max C. Nimbler's going to just normal summon. We're going to get our effect. He dimensional shifters in another game where they think dimensional shifter passes enough to stop me. But that's not, because we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and we just search Gamma Burst because this is Jet, right? Jet's effects to search, so if we wanted to get more bodies, we would get Starter. If we wanted to destroy monster, we would get Smashers. If we want to OTK, we get Burst. So we want to OTK, we're getting Burst. We're going to use Gigantic to go into full combo. If you don't have enough monsters on the board after you have 2 monsters, you're doing something wrong, okay? So just try to learn from these combos. This would have been enough to OTK right here. Would have been literally, I was going to stop it here. I might have summoned one more like Carrot so that he couldn't negate me, and then I would have used Gamma Burst, and that was game. So you guys can see this deck. You just need hand traps. You just need hand traps. I'll show you again what I'm running. But yeah, this is like so many wins, so many free wins in a row. I mean, I don't know. It was a good session. But max level, GG easy, pure Spright. Getting to the max level. Here's the text. We got imperm. So sorry, let me start at the top. We have effect veiler, drone lock, 3 max. We have 2 effect veiler, 2 drone lock, 3 maxes, 3 ash, 1 ghost ogre, 2 called buys, 2 evenly matched, 2 imperm, 1 cross out. All right, that's all the tech that we have for hand traps right there. So we technically have harpies and Regeki as the board clears, and then the rest is just pure engine. The only spicy tech is the Gamma Burst, but I'm pretty sure everyone's running that nowadays. You guys kind of want to keep most of the monster ratios the same. Just have fun with it. Learn the combos a little bit. Don't get too mad going second. Remember, the hand traps are made to go second, so yeah. And then utilize Cat Shark if you're ever in a tight spot when you don't have enough monsters. Cat Shark can come in clutch. You can use Cat Shark Gamma Burst, and you can have 1 monster OTK. So yeah, I never showed that, but maybe next time. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Feel free to like, sub, comment. Let me know what you guys want in the future. I'm out. Adios.